What is up, homies? Welcome back to another review from Heroes Reforged. We are reviewing the Fantastic Four First Steps. This will be a non-spoiler review. We're just going to give you some of our thoughts, kind of an out-of-the-theater reaction. We're not in the theater, clearly, but yeah, that's basically what this is going to be. Then come back over the weekend, probably on Sunday, we'll drop our spoiler review where we'll get into the nitty-gritty. We got a chance to see this early at AMC Burbank in IMAX. And what'd you guys think?
First of all, that IMAX experience was wild, dude. That volume was cranked up, which I appreciated. The bass was rumbling, which I appreciate. These things are gonna fall, and you're gonna have to deal with it.
They're gonna rumbling fall. And a tumbling.
The IMAX theater was rumbling like this. The first thing I did was turn to Adam. I was like, "That was rad."
Yeah.
So they changed the whole IMAX intro to Fantastivision, which was really cool.
They've been playing that for the last few weeks. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
At first I thought it was like stuttering and like a mistake, but then I'm like, oh, I think it's done this way to feel as though it's like stop motion animated.
A little bit.
Like it's old school, because then it went into the logo and it was fluid. I'm like, oh, okay. So that was all purpose.
Animated on twos, baby. That's why you saw the stuttering.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah.
So the intro I thought set the perfect tone for the movie that we just watched. And I really got to say, I really like this movie, you guys. I really, really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah.
I think the tone was great. I think the acting was on point. I think the writing really stuck out to me. Like there was moments, usually when I watch a movie, I feel like I can predict some of the lines that they're about to say.
Sure.
None of this was something that I was like predicting or anticipating or anything like that. Some of the big key moments even I didn't really anticipate or think of.
I was surprised a lot too. There was we'll talk about it in the spoiler review, but there was one thing I think we all saw coming, but it was fine. It did not take me out like kind of cynically, like, oh brother. I was like, please. And it was, you know what I'm talking about? Okay, good.
Producer Mark came with us to this screening, so we're not spoiling it for him this time.
For the first time ever, even though this is just a non-spoiler video, and we will get through our thoughts here in a second. Producer Mark came with, he was our plus one, all three of us. He was our date, and so he's going to be chiming in probably. But
the people in the comments can breathe a sigh of relief, because I know there's some people stressed about how we spoil movies for Mark. So
but you were saying you like the tone, you like the acting, the surprises.
The surprises were great. I think the standout character was probably Sue Storm. I think she really nailed it. I think she acted circles around everybody, actually. Pedro was good. Everybody else was good, but Sue was just like, she all firing on all cylinders, I think. They give her really key moments where she really stands out. And those moments are very impactful to the story.
Yeah.
I thought all of that was fantastic. Some of the side characters were actually fantastic. We'll talk about that in the spoiler review, because there's one character that we can't spoil.
This is the one movie where when you talk about it, anytime you say anything good, you use the word from the title. It's impossible.
Absolutely. I mean, we're going to say fantastic a billion times in this review.
Yeah.
I guess one of the standout character was Sue Storm for me.
What do we think about the Silver Surfer?
The Silver Surfer, visually fantastic.
Yeah.
I do like the arc that they gave her.
Yeah.
Which was really, 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 really great. Kind of predictable if you know the comics. Really kind of cut and dry. But overall, as a whole, I would say this movie, and I told Mark this movie felt like watching Iron Man 1 all over again.
Yeah.
It felt fresh.
Yeah.
It felt well thought through. Even though the premise and the comic bookness of it all is still there.
Yes.
Watching all these characters go through these emotions and being acted so well, and the VFX being so on point. There was a few moments where the VFX were a little wonky, a little wonky, but overall,
that's a technical term.
CBB, right? Could be better.
Whoever was approving those shots went, pass it.
It's fine. We're premiering tomorrow. It's fine. Whatever.
We got 12 hours.
Jeez.
But other than that, I mean, the good outweighs the very minimal bad that is in this movie.
I agree.
And so I feel like they did Galactus right. I feel like they actually made him a little bit bigger.
Yes,
like from what we saw in the trailers. Yes, Adam's looking at me like, don't spoil it.
Don't spoil it.
But I feel like they actually, because that's not a spoiler, but I feel like they might have made him a little bit bigger.
I mean, I don't know if they did based off of what we saw in the trailer, because I remember there was a trailer shot where you see his shadow across New York.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's pretty big. So, but I do think that he has definitely changed from the typical size he is in the comics. In the comics, he's still like, he can kind of be variable in size.
He can change,
but he's usually like 4 or 5 stories tall.
Okay.
In this, he's like, he's buildings. He's as big as buildings. Yeah.
He's pushing off skyscrapers.
All to great effect. I feel that all of the characters, even Galactus and Silver Surfer and the Fantastic Four themselves and Herbie the robot, like they were all so well translated from what I know them to be and what I'm familiar with from comics. You know, again, even a character like Galactus, who's kind of a tough character.
Very tough.
Last time they tried this, they didn't even do it. They just made him a cloud. They didn't even attempt to, you know, because it's that kind of like, how is this too out there? Is this whatever? But if the whole world is very stylized, I think that Galactus fits right in.
Yeah.
And I think that for me, well, I don't know, Adam, did you want to talk about your? Okay, I'll jump into it. I really, really like this movie. And I love the characters. And I'm so happy in my heart that these actors are playing these characters. And all of the press leading up to this, honestly, similar to Superman, seeing like these actors and the cast of Superman talk about those characters and me just kind of falling in love with what they're saying and sort of how loving and respectful they are of these characters. The same thing, the first time Vanessa Kirby brought up Jack Kirby, I was like, hang on, boys, this is a whole new world. Like this is very, very different. And the way that these actors have been talking about the importance of these characters and their relationship and the family aspect, it all comes through on screen. And they're so likable and charming in these roles. And I want to see more of these characters. I'm already, as such a fan of these characters, going, okay, what other stories could they do? What other adventures could they go on? What other characters could they meet? And I'm so excited about it. And this movie was... We'll get into the spoilers, I think, for what their idea and approach was. And I didn't love everything about the movie, but I think maybe the stuff I didn't love is that like comic book thing that's tugging in my brain. I loved you don't need to know anything about Marvel to watch this part of this.
Yeah.
But I am still scared about my stupid concerns, and we'll talk about those later. But like you said, all of the good really does outweigh the bad.
Yeah.
And I just want people to, just like the first Iron Man movie, just like Steve Rogers' Captain America, just like oh my God, the Tom Holland Spider-Man, just like this new Superman. I just want regular audiences to not think these characters suck. And one step further, to like them, to be excited about them, to nerd out about them. And my social media feed for the past few weeks has been Superman.
Oh, that's all it's been, yeah.
And I'm really hoping that like new audiences, regular audiences, young people, old people, everybody goes to see this movie and they go, I didn't know that's what Fantastic Four was. That was great.
Yeah.
It makes me want to read these comics. Or I didn't know that anyway, I'm really happy about all of that. So, and I just thought that like the movie was stressful, and we'll talk about why. The adventure and the sci-fi of it was stressful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So they pulled it off. Go ahead.
My question to both of you, how do you guys feel they did with the family aspect? Do you feel like this is Marvel's family? It's not necessarily the first family because, the things that happen.
We're almost 20 years in.
Marvel's family.
I think this is the first time out of all the adaptations that I've seen that it feels genuinely like a real family. I think there were little bits and pieces in the previous films where you could get glimpses of it. Yeah. But I really feel like this cast sold that element the most.
Yep.
I think I would have liked a little bit more from some of the characters and some of the relationships between these characters.
Yep.
But I think the stuff that I really dug worked really...
Producer Mark agrees. Producer Mark
worked really, really well
with an
for
agreement.
me. And especially these two. I think...
Yes.
I think... Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm worked really, really well.
Yeah.
To the point where I was like, man, I think that was the biggest thing. We'll talk about it in spoilers, but I think they worked really, really well. The dynamic was really strong. I would have liked a little bit more from some of the other characters.
Yeah.
And I like what they did with Silver Surfer. I think because we've already seen a version of it once before, it didn't feel new enough for me.
Sure.
Right.
It kind of felt like, we're retreading things that we've already done before. I was kind of expecting that Shalabal's backstory was going to be a little bit different than what we've kind of seen from the previous iterations. Galactus was really cool. I would have liked a little bit more about like his backstory to understand a little bit more of like what he is exactly.
He needs his own movie, dude. That dude's got a backstory.
I mean, And listen, and God, the spoiler talk is going to be good because
Yeah,
I'm
it's gonna be good.
jonesing
You're
to ask you guys
dying.
about
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
But the stuff that I thought was really, really strong, I love the production design. I love the look of this movie.
Absolutely.
This retro 60s future worked really, really well. I know you have some concerns about, some of the story elements about
We'll get into it.
But I think on a design level,
We got one of these from producer Mark about the design of the movie. Yeah.
it works
Great.
incredibly well. And I am actually like really impressed with Matt Shackman being able to pull this movie off, especially in under 2 years. I think they did it in about 18 months.
That's crazy.
And I know that they did that test reel that was shown at D23 and Comic-Con. And that was kind of the pitch even to the audience to say like, hey, we can do this. Here's how it'll look.
Yeah.
And I think 90% of it, they really deliver. There are a few things here and there that you're like, it's a little undercooked.
Yeah.
But the stuff that I think for me that is more important turned out really well. So I really liked it for that. And Michael Giacchino's music was great, I thought.
I mean, the score was just
Guys.
some of the highlights
Yeah, the
of
score was
Marvel
really,
just
really
in
good.
general, dude. It's some of
Yeah.
the best music I think Marvel's
It
come
was
up
really
with
good.
in a
And
while.
I think to your point too, it does feel like you're watching a phase 1 movie.
Yeah.
And sometimes for me, when we're this far into it, it feels like it's not a big enough swing. But I also feel like because these characters have so much pressure on them, the same way that Superman does, to come out and be good or be great, and for all audiences to really embrace it and to not cynically look at it and go, another one? Like, they've already tried this. It didn't work.
Yeah.
I am also hoping that just like with the Superman movie, that people, whether it's word of mouth or if it's all in the first weekend, second weekend, that as more people see it and people realize, okay, or they're convinced that it's good enough for me to want to buy my ticket to go see it, they'll go and they'll come out of it going, okay, I understand. I can vibe with these characters. I like them. I want to see more of them. Let's see where they go. Let's see what happens with them in the future. So I agree. There's definitely more good stuff that outweighs the things that like I wasn't in love with, but I think most people are going to really enjoy this movie.
There's zero things that I hate in this movie.
Yeah.
Zero.
That's really kind of the thing.
And with Superman was the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. With Superman, absolutely the same thing. I feel like it's apples and oranges with this movie and Superman, but I feel like you can draw some of the same comparisons of like, this movie was just well executed. From point A to point B, from start to finish, it was well done.
You could feel the love of the filmmakers really taking care about this. This was not like flippant. This was not like, oh, we have to do
They
this.
understood the responsibility.
They
Some
were
of the
passionate.
cinematography was incredible.
Yeah, dude.
Like the VFX were stylized to a way that I don't think I've seen this kind of stylization. And as a guy who collects too much mid-century modern furniture, it was just right up my alley.
Like, this needs to be in 3D so I can step into
exactly.
it.
I need to take that into my house.
And as a guy who collects action figures, I'm very happy. This is great. I've been waiting for that thing. Oh my God. Been waiting for the thing for years, man. So I think that's pretty good for non-spoiler talk.
Yeah.
I feel like we're all in agreement that like recommend this movie. We're rooting for this cast. We're rooting for the future of these characters.
It's also, it is very much an IMAX movie. Like you should go see it in IMAX. And if it's playing on the even taller laser IMAX, there's going to be stuff in there, especially when you get into things like Galactus, that's really going to stand out.
Scale is big in this film.
Scale is really big in this movie.
Another thing that I would say too is that Marvel obviously is known for their interconnectivity. Go in and watch this movie for what it is. Don't expect huge, big cameos. Don't expect...
It's very self-contained.
Don't expect to have to know everything about the Fantastic Four or anything about the Fantastic Four or anything about what's going on in Marvel in general. Just go in, leave your baggage at the door and just watch this movie because I feel like that's how this movie is going to deliver the most.
Agreed.
When you go in and you're just like, all right, this is my experience right now and go for it.
Yeah.
Guys, so be sure to be subscribed to watch our spoiler review because I'm bringing my baggage and we're going to get into it. and it may have prevented me from loving this movie is my baggage. So make sure that you're subscribed. Click the little bell to get the notification. It's going to drop Sunday. Hell, it might drop earlier. It might drop
Producer
earlier.
Mark says medium soft serve vanilla ice cream.
You know what? Sometimes that's exactly what you want.
That's exactly.
Sometimes
That's all you need.
You partied a little too hardy and you go into that McDonald's drive-thru and you just go, I just could love
one
a vanilla.
soft serve cone,
It's
please.
refreshing. It's a little sugary and tasty. That's just what I want.
Sometimes a banana split is too much.
Yes.
You don't want
Get
you
those
don't
nuts
want
out of here.
too many things, too many nuts,
Too many nuts and bolts.
too many flavors.
No way.
Yeah.
Cherry?
Take those shitty maraschino cherries
Get
out of there, dude.
out of
Get
here.
out
Let
of
me
there.
just get the little-
Nobody likes those.
Put it in a cup. Can you put it in a cup for me? Because I'm in the car. Can you put it in a cup with a spoon?
Because I gotta go.
And they look at you like they're mad. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm driving. What am I going to eat this McDonald's soft serve right now? I'm driving. Put it in a cup.
I mean, I
put a
would.
spoon. And when I get home, I'll eat it. And then you crunch it up with the waffle cone, and then you eat it.
Ooh. That's a secret technique, baby. Yeah. All right.
welcome.
Anyways, guys, make sure you subscribe. Check out all the other stuff that we're watching. And if you haven't seen our reviews for Superman, check those out. We also have a non-spoiler and a spoiler review for that.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys come back. We're going to talk, get into it. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Heroes Reforged is gonna react. Heroes Reforged is gonna review. Heroes Reforged is gonna discuss. That's why we are watching